everyone. My name is Michelle, but everyone on the team calls me Niche. I kind of picked up the nickname my freshman year. I'm a junior now, so it sticks pretty well. Too many Michelles were on my floor, so something had to give. But I too grew up in an AG church. I've been in the same church since I was 4 years old. My church is actually a little bit smaller than your church. Yeah, little town in Southern Virginia. I live about 45 minutes west of Virginia Beach and 30 minutes from North Carolina, so I'm way down there. But growing up in church and having such a small church, and being so close to the military bases in Norfolk and Virginia Beach, the dynamics of my church changed every 2 to 4 years. You know, people moving out with their boats and stuff like that, and so our church changed so much. And me and my family, since we've been there for so long, we were one of the constant families. So we were so involved. It was almost like I was a pastor's kid, even though I wasn't a pastor's kid. Because my family was so involved, I was so involved in everything. It didn't matter. Church doors were open, my family was there. So growing up in that kind of environment, people expected a lot of me. And I was constantly one of those kids who, if I did something wrong, I was scolded because I was supposed to be the example. And then when they were trying to make an example of what you should look like, I was the one that was pulled to the center stage and was made the example again. So I had both extremes, and that's not to praise me in any way. In fact, in my head I was going, I'm not like that for real, I'm just in church. Okay? I mean, I wasn't a bad kid, but I was still a different kid in church, like all kids are at some point. So there was constantly things told to me. You're going to be this, you're going to be this, you're going to be this, you're going to go and do these things, and you're not this at all. Don't try that again, because that's just not who you are. So all these people were speaking things into my life, and you know, I had to make them proud because I'm such a people person, like beyond all get out. Like I can't even describe to you how much of a people person I am. So I became even more of a people person and a people pleaser, and I wanted to live up to their expectations. So I came to Valley Forge. My senior pastor's alum, again, the whole should have been pastor's daughter kind of thing. And I found myself as the smaller fish in the pond. I was no longer the big fish who did everything. I was the freshman, you know, all that jazz. So coming here, I kind of lost the identity that I had. I never really went too deep with Christ. I mean, I had the passion, I had the head knowledge, but again, the heart, the ownage wasn't there. And so coming into school, I lost my identity. And I got involved with this team. And I met what was my best friend at school. And due to some circumstances in her life, and her having her own crises, she ended up pulling me alongside of her. But it ended up being a very manipulative friendship. It was very much more about her than it was about me. And not saying that it was her fault in any way, but it was that thing. I lost my identity even more. So when she left the following year, I was left totally without an identity. And I looked to my friends to figure out who I used to be and who I was, and I was so lost for so long, and I believed everything that people told me. So I was even sometimes different people around, I was different around different people. And I was trying to grasp what that meant. And so I went through this time of seeking God and trying to figure out who I was. And finally, I just decided within me that something had to change. Something had to be different. And so God told me that I had to let go of everything. I had to let go of my friends. I had to let go of my past. I had to let go of everything that I used to define me and totally rely on Him to define who I was. And so that's what this human video is about. I'm not the only one who's had things spoken over their life. Good or bad, I'm not the only person. All of us here have had that. And this is a little bit of all of our testimonies and how everyone in this stage has had these things set upon them and how it feels for them. And so it's not just my testimony that's going to be acted out in this human video, but it's all of our testimonies. And I'm sure that there are people out there, out among you guys, who deal with the same things. And so know that in this, by letting go, God can set you free.